Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here to review episode 7 of Gensou no Grimgar. And this episode, nothing too much happened once again, so pacing's still going on pretty slow. Kind of want this little Mary arc to be over so that we can move on to the next piece of drama. But what happened in this episode was that Haruhiro and the rest of the gang befriended Mary. And even though Mary didn't smile and she's still not really communicating, like talking to them too much, she is becoming a little more friendly and starting to stick around with them a little more, even going out over to the tavern and eating with them. And I want to talk about Ranta for a second. Now, you guys and a lot of us really don't like Ranta, okay? We've hated him. A lot of us hated him from the beginning because, he always ruins the mood, says the dumbest things. But this episode, the characters actually brought that up. Yume told Ranta that he says a lot of unnecessary things. She told him that twice this episode. So I was kind of shocked. I was like, wow, they're bringing this up. I did not expect that. I never thought this would happen, but I was very happy that they did. And Ranta starts to pick up on this. So he's starting to think before he speaks, and he even apologizes. That was pretty cool. Okay, we got a little bit of character development with Ranta. So now I don't hate him as much as I did before. Another thing that I want to bring up, it's kind of I guess you can call it a nitpick, I'm not sure. But one thing that I've noticed with Grimgar is that just about every single episode, there's a montage. And I'm starting to get annoyed of these montages. Now, montages are used for when someone's getting ready for a party. Yeah, you don't need to show every single step of that, so you just have a quick little, 30-second to a minute montage, speed things up. The thing is that with Grimgar montages, they usually last about 3 minutes, and to me, it sounds like that they're just using those montages to advertise their soundtrack, and a lot of times, I kind of just zone out. Yeah, the majority of the time I do zone out and I'm not even paying attention anymore. This time though, they actually did talk more during the montages. But to be honest, with the montage this episode, I wish it wasn't a montage, since this episode was pretty empty. So if this wasn't a montage and we actually saw them become stronger, we actually saw them more hanging out with Mary, that would have been great. That would have been interesting. It would have made for even, a great review. But since they did not do that and it was only a 3-minute montage advertising more of their soundtrack, I am a little disappointed with that. I do like the soundtrack, but I really wish that the anime was not an advertisement for its OST. What we find out from that montage, which again, I really wish we didn't have that as a montage and we saw them training step by step. Anyway, we find out with the montage that there are female goblins, but they live in a separate corner, and also the gang is learning more and more skills. And that's great to hear. But I remember the last time when the gang was getting better and better, they were developing new skills. That's when Minato died, so they might be getting too comfortable? I don't know. We'll have to see. So I am kind of excited for next week's episode because I'm pretty sure this concludes the Mary arc and we'll finally move on to something a little more interesting. Catch me tomorrow as I review Mr. Osamatsu and Akagami no Shirayuki Hime Season 2. I'm your female otaku. Sayonara.